I can tell you there are victims here in the Bay Area that are getting targeted.
A warning for parents from the head of the San Francisco FBI. An international network of predators called 764 is using seemingly innocent games to target children in the most violent and gruesome ways. Good evening, I'm Amma Dates.
And I'm Dan Ashley. Thanks for joining us. The FBI just announced the arrest of 2 leaders from 764, but the danger is still very real.
ABC 7 News iteam reporter Dan Noyes has been working with the investigative team at ABC News on this, and he is here tonight with the story. Dan.
Amma and Dan, I've been an investigative reporter for decades, and this is about the most disturbing story I've seen. Parents have to know that the game your child is playing, perhaps right now, could lead down a very dangerous and violent path. I want to caution you that some of these words and pictures are disturbing, but this is a very important story. This mother and daughter don't want you to see their faces, to know their names or where they live. They are just breaking free from the terror that is 764.
They wanted her to take her life, and she was terrified.
The mother also asked that I replace her voice with a computer-generated one, but the words are all hers. She explains how predators are scanning online games like Minecraft and Roblox for young girls. They also prowl X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook groups about self-harm and eating disorders for girls who may be especially vulnerable. Her daughter was suffering anxiety and depression at the age of 15 when a 764 member contacted her and several others joined in.
Some of them got her to cut their usernames into her, and basically what they are requesting from the victims just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
The mother confirms what investigators tell me. Once 764 members have any sensitive information or photo of a girl, they threaten to expose her to her family or school if she won't do what they want. For added pressure, 764 members sometimes call in phony reports of crisis at the victim's home.
Police!
So police arrive, guns drawn, a process called swatting. It happened to that mother and daughter.
Turn around.
And the swatting happened because she wouldn't kill one of our cats. So that was the same person who had been trying to get her to take her life.
And to live stream it. She also says they sent her daughter, just 15 years old at the time, a suicide manual. The same one mentioned in the latest federal complaint filed last month against alleged 764 leaders. Prasan Nepal, 20-year-old resident of North Carolina who went by the username Trippy, and Leonidas Verigiannis, a U.S. citizen arrested in Greece. He went by War and is now fighting extradition.
But there's different motivations that really drive some of these actions. They could be what we call an accelerationist ideology, which is essentially, looking for the downfall of society.
The special agent in charge of San Francisco's FBI office tells me the agency has more than 250 investigations underway, with each of its 55 field offices across the country handling 764-related cases.
And so the FBI is working hand in hand with our partners, our federal, state, and local partners for training, for awareness, and to work together collaboratively to really combat this threat.
The FBI has arrested several prominent members of 764 over the past few years, including 28-year-old Henry Ayala of the San Fernando Valley, charged with child pornography just last month, and 47-year-old Richard Densmore of Michigan, sentenced to 30 years in prison for sexually exploiting a child.
I have little children cut themselves for me and do weird.
That's Densmore speaking on Discord before his arrest.
And I record it. I have other people record it. And then, I'm part of a cult, like a really bad people cult.
This group is also a terror threat. They try to goad children into committing acts of terrorism, school shootings, things of that nature.
Becca Spinks is a self-defense advocate, competition sharpshooter, and private investigator who has been researching 764 for years, fielding calls for help from victims and their families, and providing information to law enforcement.
Taking down the leaders was a really good first move, but it's far from over. We still have a long way to go to make sure that we're controlling this and make sure that nobody else steps up to the plate to lead the group now.
How does this end?
As in, how do we stop them?
Yes.
I don't mean to be pessimistic, but at this point in time it feels like it's too big. It's just this disease that has spread throughout the world. Could be the kid next door in their bedroom, who is doing the most horrific things to another kid on the other side of the world, and the parents don't know.
That mother's daughter is set to testify in at least one case underway. It could be more. The victims are young, but so are some of the predators. Several teen 764 members have been arrested. By the way, victims can also be male. Bottom line, watch your kids. It's so important to get involved in what they're doing online. The companies, including the makers of Minecraft, Roblox, and Discord, all say they are aware of the issue and are taking steps to stop those who would prey on children.
Just so sick.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, going through the story, reporting it, I had to look at some of the stuff. And I mean, I've had some nightmares, and it's just, this, and as a parent, this just really gets to you.
Yeah, it's just sick
Pathetic and
and
infuriating.
twisted.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm just curious, what does 764, does 764, does that mean something?
Yeah, the guy who founded 764, he's from Texas, and 764 was the beginning of the zip code where he lived. Of course, he's now in prison for decades, but that's how the group got the name.
Okay. All right, Dan, thanks for exposing this.